Welcome, welcome, everyone.
How we doing, guys?
Happy Thursday, everyone. We are live on YouTube. I'll start the recording on Zoom.
Sounds good. Thank you, Morgan.
Asking.
Good to go.
Awesome, awesome. Well, guys, it is 7:30, and we do like to start right on time for the sake of time itself. So we're going to jump right into it. I just want to start by saying Nick and I are very excited and also very thankful to be here tonight with everybody. For you guys taking a little bit of time out to be with us tonight. We have some great things in store for you. Primarily the opportunity that we have here with DAC. There's a lot of people making great impacts with us here. And tonight is an opportunity for us to go over what it looks like to be with DAC, working with DAC, the impact that we're currently making and plan to make in the future, and essentially give you the opportunity to decide if this is something that would fit for you. We understand that this may not be for everyone, so that's why we host this for live Q&A and also to give people a live up close look at what we're doing here. So all of this to say, everyone, Nick and I obviously really believe that the impact that we have with business owners out there and what we're doing consistently is it matters not only to us, but the people we're doing it with and doing it for. So we're going to be splitting tonight's presentation. So Nick is going to be kicking off the first half, and then I'll be going into the back end of it, bringing it home. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Nick. He's not only a broker, not only been with DAC for just over 7 years, but what he does is, he really leads by example, not only as a broker, but as a team leader. He's out in the field meeting and speaking with business owners, really getting an understand for their needs and helping them in a very professional and an honest way. And also being a great example as a team leader, taking care of his team, making sure that they have all the tools and support along the way. So nothing but respect for the guy. He always brings the absolute utmost energy, whether it's in here in DAC or out in the field, whatever it is. He's always out there bringing the fire, bringing the heat. So without further ado, Nick Dehane, go ahead and take it away, my friend.
Hey, McGuire, thank you. Thank you, my friend, for those kind words. And welcome, everyone. We are excited, like McGuire just expressed, to be doing tonight's presentation for all of you. And I'm going to share some slides, get into it right away, but you're going to see whether or not this is for you. I'm going to get into who we serve, what we provide, what solutions we provide to business owners, which is funding. You're going to see how, as a broker with DAC, you can make a huge impact to the market and also make a huge impact financially in your own lives for yourself and for your family. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to share my screen right now, and just let me know, guys, once is up in full screen.
You're full and ready to go, buddy.
Awesome, guys. Awesome. Thank you, thank you. All right, so guys, becoming a business loan broker with DAC, we are funding the front line of capitalism. Serve business owners, build an agency, and get paid well to do both. So this is a massive opportunity to serve business owners and to scale your income, because business owners out there, they need funding at some point in their business journey. And most of them get rejected and declined at their bank. And the DAC platform is going to deliver these business owners the best funding offer out there in the market. And you can earn quick and fast commissions by helping these businesses out. And you can also build and scale a team if you decide to do so. So why professionals are joining DAC? Well, there's no license required, guys, but DAC does require you to become certified through DAC, representing the correct standards. Now, there's no cost, there's no investment to launch, and you're paid fast with daily commissions. And you can scale a team, and that can potentially increase your income. And this is remote. This is a remote, ready to go business turnkey for you. And it's flexible, it's scalable, and it's online. So you plus a growing agency can create scalable income streams. So what do I mean by that? For example, you help a business get $80,000, you're going to earn around $3,200. Now, let's say you bring on a broker and they do exactly the same. You're going to earn about $320 just because that broker helped a business owner acquire $80,000, right? So you can do the math. How many brokers would you like to have on your team producing that amount, right? Or similar to that amount, 10, 50, you can do the math. Now, what does a DAC broker actually do? You simply identify and find a business that is in need of working capital. You simply connect them to our online funding platform, and our experts take over. They engage with your client, and they get them the funding they need to grow and expand. And guess what? You are paid for helping that business owner out. So you can earn on your own deals and on your agency's deals as well. So guys, we here in DAC, as a broker, we provide leverage, not debt. And what do I mean by that? Well, debt is money taken and spent in a way where it doesn't benefit the business. It just puts them in a bad situation, right? Leverage is money taken to grow. It's used as a tool to leverage that business's growth, to help them profit much more. And some of what leverage actually looks like, we call these fuel plays. It can be a business looking to expand and open up multiple locations, or maybe they have an inventory discount so they are able to increase their inventory, or maybe they're looking to add more equipment to their business. Maybe there's a business where they need to renovate, create a facelift, and remodel that whole store so they can attract more clients. Maybe they just looking to double, triple through because they have so much work on the table. Maybe a restaurant looking to expand their seating so they can bring in more clients and increase their revenue, or maybe even a construction business where they need working capital to say yes to a project because that construction business isn't paid 30, 60, 90 days until that project is completed, right? So you can see how this is fueling a business's expansion or profits. And sometimes leverage isn't just for growth. We call these rescue plays. Sometimes it's getting through a pinch, like a restaurant trying to get caught up with their rent so they're not evicted. Maybe a business with a equipment or machinery that broke down, they need to get that repaired ASAP. Maybe they need to get their employees paid on time, right, for payroll. Or maybe they're out of stock, so they need to purchase inventory to get all that back up. And maybe a tax audit came up and they need to get that tax settled. So not only is it for fueling businesses, but also rescue. We call these rescuing them, rescue plays, getting through a pinch and solving that situation and challenge they're going through. So why business funding? Well, businesses, there's millions of businesses that cannot get funding from their banks. This is the most underserved market in America. There's over 27 million businesses that are not bank eligible, and there's 30 small businesses in America. And the statistics show that most are going to fail within the first couple of years. But you can be the difference between them growing or them closing. And the number one reason when these businesses that failed were asked why did they fail, well, it was because they had a lack of access to working capital. So you would ask yourself, well, isn't that what the bank is for? Yes, but only 10% of business owners in America are bank eligible. The other 90% are not qualified. So the question is why? Why are so many rejected? Well, here's exactly why. At a traditional bank, a business must have collateral. So that already disqualifies many and most businesses because most businesses don't own the building to where they're running their business, or they don't have or want to put up their house or some sort of asset as collateral, right? But even if they do have collateral, they still have to be 2+ years profitable in tax returns, have at least a 700 FICO score, and they have to have a business plan approved by the bank as well. And this is a long, complex application. It takes anywhere from 1 to 3 months for a decision. And that means there's less than 1 million businesses that qualify. So here's where we come in, and this is our industry. The solution, alternative revenue-based capital. a business does not have to have collateral. They have to be generating at least $15,000 or more in sales the last 3 months, have at least a 550 FICO score is okay, and they can use the funds freely. There's no restrictions. And all they have to do is complete a simple 5-minute online application. And literally within one business day, they can receive the funds they need. So guess what? Over 9 million businesses qualify. And that's not even counting the 20 plus million businesses that qualify for our instant funding. These are businesses generating less revenue, $3,000, $50,000, $15,000 a month in sales. So you can see how we can solve a major problem, right? Now, a little bit about the alternative capital industry. This is a $300 billion industry that most businesses don't even know exists. In 2024, the industry was up 11% to $284 billion. Now, the expectations is for it to grow all the way up to $378 billion by 2028. And our first goal in DAC is to capture just 1% of this market, which would mean $3 billion in funded deals. And that would mean, when that happens, $210 million paid out in broker commissions. And then DAC's second goal is 2%, then 3%, then 4%, right? So finally, business funding that works for the other 90%. But here's the thing. There's one problem. There's not one lender that is best for every business. Well, why? Well, because there's over 100 plus providers, and about 20 are great. And we represent them. But even amongst the best 20, there isn't one who's best for every business. Why? Well, industry type. Some lenders love the restaurant industry. Some lenders love the construction space, right? Also, they're looking to see monthly sales amount, time in business, credit score, etc. So how did we solve this in DAC? We created and launched the Bank Breezy online funding platform, where a business, all they have to do is fill out a simple 5-minute online application, and the top 20 providers are going to compete for the deal. And our team is going to deliver the best offer within one business day. Just like that cell phone on the right there, that woman in the middle, all the green and reds, so the greens are approvals, but that one at the 2 o'clock, that big green cash bucket right there, that's the best offer. So that's a little example of how this works. So a simple and convenient solution for the unbankable 90%. So let's talk about what these businesses, what type of offers they get when they apply and go through our funding platform. So with our core rate, this is our preferred funding product. Approvals are anywhere from 1 times to 2 times their average monthly revenue. So, for example, if a business is generating $100,000 a month in sales, they're eligible to receive anywhere from $100,000 to $200,000. Now, what are the rates on this? Well, we understand banks use rates, and it can be pretty confusing for a business owner, and they don't really understand what the bank, they're paying 12% over 5 years. They really don't know what they're paying back in total, right? So we know that business owners understand dollars amount, right? So we talk about cost of funds. So they're going to be paying back anywhere from here with our core rate, 1.15 times to 1.25 times the funded amount, the approval amount. So for example, on $100,000, they're paying back $115,000 to $125,000, right? What did it cost that? What's it going to cost that business owner on $100,000? $15,000 to $25,000, right? What are the qualifications for our core rate? They have to be in business for 2 years or more, generating at least $15,000 or more in sales, and have at least a 680 FICO score. Now, we always try to get all the clients the core rate first. But if they don't qualify, maybe they've been in business 1 year, right? Maybe they've been in business 2 years, but their credit is 550, right? We'll move them into our flex rate offers to find their best available option. So check it out. Our flex rate, marketplace best offer, approvals are a little less. They're anywhere from half to 1 times their average monthly revenue. So if a business owner is generating $20,000 a month in sales, they're eligible to receive anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000. Now, the cost of capital is slightly more here. They're going to be paid back anywhere between 1.26 times to 1.5 times the approval amount. So on a $50,000 funding, they're paying back $63,000 to $75,000. Now, qualifications are easier. It's much more simple for a business to be approved here. So they have to be in business for at least 6 months or more, generating at least $15,000 or more in sales, and have to have at least a 550 FICO score. Now, this is the conversation we have with all of the businesses and our expert team. This is the conversation they have with your clients. If the benefit outweighs the cost, then they proceed. So let's use the core rate on that $100,000, for example. If a restaurant is able to acquire that $100,000 and they're able to open up another location, which is going to double or triple their revenue, well, they are going to proceed, right? Because it does make sense. But if a business owner is just going to grab that $100,000 and just put it in the bank just in case for a rainy day, it doesn't make sense, and they shouldn't move forward. But this is what we're talking about, because businesses not get funding at the bank. So we are going to provide them with the best offer and access to working capital when they have opportunity to grow and expand. And that's what it's all about. If they're able to leverage this funding to double, triple their business, their revenue, to grow it, to profit more, then they are going to proceed. Bottom line. Now, we are not the lender, so we don't determine the cost of the funds, but we do guarantee the best offer. So when your client applies, if your client finds a better offer for the same type of funding, we're going to pay them $500. But guess what? We've never had to do so. So you can go out there to the market with your head high, chest out, shoulders back, confident that you can get your client the best offer. Now, a little bit about DAC. We are a nationwide business, Michigan-based. Look at that on the upper right, Dividend Trustpilot, 4.6 rating, excellent. We are 9 years strong, financially stable. We are actually about to hit 10 years next month, now in August. And our experienced leadership, guys, the founder, David Rutz, has over 30 plus years of proven success. And combined with our corporate team, there's over 100 plus years of leadership. And DAC launched Bank Breezy, and we have already served over 300,000 businesses. And DAC's goal, our broker impact goal, is to have 100 plus thousand active brokers. And once DAC reaches that goal, we're going to easily surpass what you saw before about capturing the 1% of the market. Now, the market, talking about the market is screaming, and it's underserved, it's undersaturated, and this is an unbelievable timing. I want to show you a little comparison with an amazing industry, which is the real estate space. Phenomenal industry. I have someone very close to me, my family, that does very well in the real estate space. But take a look at this. Last year, there was about 4.7 million homes sold and 3 million licensed real estate agents. Now, that's only 1.58 homes per agent. Still a great opportunity, but it's very competitive, right? It's a great industry, but it's very competitive. However, when we talk about and look at our industry, business funding, when we take a look at our numbers, there's over 9 million businesses needing funding, and there's not even 100,000 agents, brokers in space. But let's say if there is, that would mean 90 businesses per broker, 90 businesses that need funding. So this is an unbelievable, crazy good opportunity. And that's not even counting the 20 plus million other businesses that we can serve with our instant funding. So you can see how massive this market is and what a great opportunity and timing to jump into this opportunity and make an impact. Here is what your business funding website looks like, where when you refer and send a business owner to go check it out, they're going to find this one short 1-minute video of the founder speaking and explaining about our funding solutions. They can see more important information. They can see qualifications, and also they can look at the most frequently asked questions. Now, this is what the initial intake form looks like for your Bank Breezy platform page before they apply. And you're also, on top of all this, are going to receive social media images, videos to take this business, this information to your social media platforms and let the world know how you can help businesses. So this is what we say, guys. Business success starts with you. You help business owners grow by referring them to our online funding platform to get them the working capital they need to grow and expand, and you get paid fast with big bonuses by helping those business owners out. So this starts with you. DAC provides you a vehicle to go get your goals, to help these businesses, but it starts with you. You have to jump in the vehicle and start driving. Now, other ways we serve clients: merchant processing. Our dual pricing erases the business owners' fees and boosts their profits. Our healthcare, we have a healthcare that cuts the cost but not the care. Most families save about 60 to 80% compared to traditional insurance. And our instant gig funding, up to 10,000 for small shops, side hustles, solopreneurs. But this is what I want to get into. Our main focus and our bread and butter here at DAC is business funding up to $2 million, built for business owners doing $15,000 a month in sales or more. And that is the market that I spoke to you before. Over 9 million businesses out there that can use our help and our funding solutions. So, guys, I'm going to take a break right now. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because my part of the presentation has ended, but you can see this opportunity already. If you are comfortable, maybe you don't come from a B2B background. If you don't, if you're comfortable to speaking to business owners, you can see how this can help them. And we provide you with all the solutions, the trainings, and the systems to succeed here. Now, my friend McGuire is going to get into the compensation, because you must be asking, how are we paid here as a broker with DAC? A very important part of the presentation. And you saw him before. He introduced me, but I just want to take 1 minute quickly before he gets into it to just introduce him, because McGuire is a true example of what DAC, what a broker represents in DAC. He's part of the corporate team. He's been part of the corporate team for a couple of years now. But not only that, he is an independent broker, and he's out in the field, and he's talking to business owners. He's helped many, many business owners acquire the funds they need to grow. He has an active team, an agency of other brokers he is leading, is mentoring. He's helping them acquire clients as well, and helping them make an impact in their communities. So he is a true example, and I can't wait to see where McGuire goes in our company, how he grows. He's a fantastic guy. He's always there to answer questions, help anyone in the company out. And McGuire, it's my honor to be passing this along to you. Take it away, buddy.
Appreciate you, Nick. You're too kind, my friend. Just goes to show the kind of guy Nick is. I mean, he does phenomenal, in his own agency, but always takes the time to lift up others around him. So that's one thing I really appreciate about him. And also his choice of attire. I know we actually almost wore the same shirt tonight, so we both have a good mind, or a good thought process, and wardrobe, obviously. But before I jump into an important part of this overview, which is obviously how we get compensated as brokers, I just want to start by doing a quick intro to explain how I made my way over to DAC. David Rutz is my stepfather. I've known him majority of my life, so I've always been very, very close with him, and always heard about the things that are going on in DAC and been very intrigued by them. But before working with DAC, I was actually a health insurance agent, so I was helping folks get health coverage, and I would always have my conversations with David and ask how the business is going, what's new, what's changing, and I just had this overwhelming feeling that there's just a massive impact that DAC has on these business owners. And it just seemed so, even though I was helping people with their health coverage, it just seemed like there was this unwavering excitement, I guess, with DAC. Everyone was so fired up, and there was these great testimonials of business owners being helped. And It just led me to eventually transition over. And so I've been with DAC, like Nick mentioned, just over 2 years. I've loved every minute of it, and I've learned a lot along the way, not only about funding and what that takes to get businesses the funding they need, but also just these stories that business owners have. These people who really are working the front line. We take certain things for granted. Going to our local restaurant in our town, or our laundromat or whatever it may be, and you just hear some of these stories and realize really what's going on out there. And as great as health insurance is, as great as real estate is, there's just something about the impact that, sometimes it's a really make or break situation with business owners. And, obviously we earn as a broker the commissions on that, which is good for us to support our families and our lifestyles. But, serving these business owners, the ones who really are the ones, making it happen, and honestly are the backbones of our communities. That's something that is really, really fulfilling. When you're able to make it happen, and when you put your head on your pillow at night, it adds a really an extra warmth to your heart. So it's being the broker that's helping is great in itself, but knowing that we have an impact that is so large, and there's a market that's really in need. Not only are we helping, but there's a market that's in need, and we're there to fill that need. So that is my story of how I came about and came to be with David Allen Capital. But now I'm going to get into the brunt of how we are compensated as brokers. So let's see, give me 1 second. I'm going to get to the right slide here. All right. Give me the heads up that you guys can see it, and I'll get rolling.
Not up yet, McGuire.
No? Okay. Give me 1 second. I think I got to go back to share. Let's see. Don't you guys love technology? All right. There we go. Can you guys see it now?
Yes,
Yes,
we
we can.
Awesome.
All at once.
Alrighty. Yep. Alrighty, guys. So broker compensation, funded client, you get paid the next day. And we like to say you're one conversation away from your next payday, because that's exactly what it sounds like. And there's no limit to how many clients you can have. This is uncapped potential with a nationwide territory. So we're not bound to our state or our city. We can serve clients in all of US and parts of Canada as well. So for every funding, we get fast, bonus income, and we receive 40 to 80% of what DAC makes, and that's the bonus revenue, right? So for an example, on the core rate funding, which is the preferred funding product, like Nick mentioned, you'll receive a payout of anywhere from 1 to 3% on average of the funding. So on an example, you help a hardscape business acquire $200,000 in funding. On an example of 2%, you would earn as the broker $4,000 on that deal. Now for our flex rate, being that it's a slightly higher risk pool of funding, which we're still able to get them funding. It's just a slightly higher risk pool than the core rate. The reason that we're paid a little bit higher on that funding is actually being that it's a higher risk rate. The cost of the funds are slightly higher, which leads to us getting paid a little higher. Now, keeping in mind, most of these fundings maybe aren't as high, as a funding offer as the core rate. So it really is a good way that it evens out for us as brokers, and we make a little more knowing that the fundings aren't always as large as the core rate funding. So you help a bakery acquire $50,000 for whatever they may need. For an example, on 3%, you'd earn about $1,500 on that deal. So we also have our residual income. Like Nick mentioned, we help folks with their payment processing, eliminating their credit card fees. So we call this the quiet money because it comes in month after month. So it's a great way to build up a residual income. But on this residual income, we keep as brokers 50% of the residual revenue. So if you help a restaurant with their payment processing, they're doing about $100,000 a month in processing. You can expect to earn about $250 a month or $3,000 a year, depending on how you look at it. So you can see with our, the bonuses from the fundings mixed together with the residuals that you earn month after month, these things come together. And, as long as you're, constantly in the mix of things, this can really add up fast coming together. But your income with DAC is not just limited to you. Like Nick mentioned in the very beginning, you have an opportunity to build an agency, and you can earn overrides on that agency. You can scale your impact, something that's greater than you, or something that maybe you have control to support, but you're not in control of. Right? There's people out there doing the same things that you're doing, but you have an opportunity to earn on that agency. So DAC will pay you anywhere from 10 to 50% income match on the brokers that you personally enroll. Now, I'll go into this in a second, but the way to get from the 10 to 50% is just based off of your own personal production. So you'll always, make that 10%, but the more you produce, the more you're an active broker, the more you earn on your personally enrolled agents. So you're just to give an example, here's you have Tim, one of the brokers in your team. He goes out, he helps a business get $100,000 in funding. That leads to $8,000 in bonus revenue, which would lead to $3,200 in commission for Tim. So he's fired up. He helped the business. They're fired up. He earns as the broker. He did what he was supposed to do. He's happy. And then you, as his enroller, earn anywhere from 10 to 50%. So at 10%, that's 320 coming right to you. And then at 50%, that could be 1,600. So think of it, getting paid on your broker's sales for life, because that's really what it is. Obviously, you're there to support them in any way that they need, but they're going to eventually go out and, be producing the same way that you are. So obviously that encourages you to help those around you so that they can go out, produce for themselves. And you just happen to be compensated for that. So this is just a little image here that would show, the ongoing income that you can earn with your personally enrolled brokers. So this is just kind of a spread out. Let's just say you have a team that's all around the country, East Coast, West Coast, you name it. And these green numerical values would be their annual income. So you, as their enroller at 10%, you can see how these annual incomes, you earning that percentage at 10% can really add up. And this is just from you bringing them on, supporting them, in their beginning, middle, and, final stages, whenever they need help with, but you're going to earn that 10% on them. So keep in mind that, agents, obviously, the agents in your team will need to produce for you to earn on them. So helping them is highly encouraged if they ever need it. But if they're not earning anything, you won't earn. So it's a great way. It's a great support system, not just because you're earning on them, but you want them to succeed as well. And we believe that as their enroller, you should be able to benefit from their success as well. So keeping this in mind, your personal production, like I mentioned, gets you from that 10% to 50%. So that's 5 times the income, same group, same effort, same production, same business owners that, they're helping, but you can earn more just based on your production. So it's a great way to keep your own head in the game, keep your own momentum going. And just on this example, this team nationwide, is a total group income of 600,000. So at 10%, it'd be 60, but keeping yourself at that 50% mark can create a significant difference in income for yourself, which in this case would be 300,000. So this just goes to show, it puts it in a visual sense, how supporting your team, growing your team, not only helps those, but it comes back to help you in the long run. And we appreciate you for that. We appreciate them. So that's DAC's way of compensating you for that great work. But it does not stop there. It can also multiply from there. So your brokers have the same opportunity that you do, and they can go ahead and refer other brokers as well. So what this turns into is, you developing one way or another a nationwide agency from yourself, and you can earn overrides on the earnings of all their brokers as well. So it's really unlocking income on potentially thousands of brokers from coast to coast. All right. So this is just another visual. Those in large figures there would be your personally enrolled brokers. And obviously they're going to go ahead and, do the same thing, spread the word, support their team as well. So this just can show you how it gets to a point where it's really out of your hands. You create that momentum, just like you're pushing a snowball down a hill. Eventually you let go, and there's really nothing you could do to stop that. So momentum is a very powerful thing when it's in a positive way. And this just goes to show that. So when any of them earn a check, you can get an override check as well. Sometimes you may not even know that it's coming your way, and it's just a nice little addition to your week or your month or whatever it may be. So this is just a great, great part of the opportunity, but you don't always have to. So how the money stacks up, you have your personal broker commissions, which is the residual and bonuses, the funding, and then the residual payment processing. So for example, you can expect, around 3,000 on average for those together. And then you have your agency, your personally enrolled brokers, which their residuals and bonuses on average, for example, would be about 300 each. And then on your nationwide network, so their teams, your multiply team, on average, it'd be about $100 each on their production. So you can see how your income grows through your own personal production, and then your personally enrolled brokers, their development along the way, an ever expanding agency network. Like I said, that's once you can get to a point where you've put in the work, and honestly, word of mouth and word of momentum is going to continue going on. And that's something that you started. So that's the scalable impact, the scalable side of this opportunity. But like I mentioned, you have the opportunity to build a team, but you don't have to. That's just a part of the opportunity that DAC wanted to provide to our brokers. So other than this, we have our extras, our trainings, right, which is just the tools and systems that we've developed and put in place along the way to increase your potential. So just every little thing that we've thought of that's possible to help our brokers along the way to make it just a little bit more easier for them to do what they do, and for you guys to do what you do eventually. So we have our sales process, which is just our step-by-step plan on how to approach business owners, how to really be the informative broker. We have our agent training, which is our learning management system, something that's fairly new, but this is our way of being able to certify our brokers, making sure that they understand all of the information that goes into it, knowing that we have our experts, to take care of our clients, but to be, to be a broker that needs to know what we know. That's what our LMS does. It keeps us all on the same page and up to date on all of the important information that we should know. And then we have our back office, which helps us track all of our deals and the brokers in our team. And then we have our agent resource center, which has all of our promo tools, any marketing material, team building material, things like that, everything that you'll need to produce. And then we have obviously our funding platform, which for other agencies out there that are not a part of DAC, they actually have to pay $30,000 to use the platform. But we created DAC for our brokers, so you get that all free of charge. Everything that I mentioned here is complimentary, and we've put that in place just so that it makes it, an inch by inch, a little bit more accessible and easier for us as the brokers and you going forward to help business owners. So we also have a great and phenomenal support and community. We have our 24/7 broker group, a great Facebook group where we're constantly sharing little tips and tidbits along the way, things that anyone notices, or just maybe some support throughout the week to keep our minds fresh. We also have our live daily coaching where we have our Zooms at 11:30 Eastern, where we have our experts that take the time out of their day. The founder, David Rutz, Wade Cordell, who's our senior underwriter, who take the time out of their day to spend 15 to 30 minutes and really sit down and talk about anything that might be useful or new or updated in the funding industry to just, like I said, keep our information fresh, keep it flowing, anything that we need to know that'll help us along the way. And then we have our amazing support team that's real people. They're always a call or a text or an email away. So that's great for any situation that arises. And our leaders who only win when you do. So that's why I really can't stress it enough that this is a great community and environment, because, obviously for the ones that you personally enroll in your team, your multiplied team, you're going to be there for them. But this is a community where we just want to see others win. We just want to serve, the business owners that are in this market, this needing market. So anywhere you go, whether it's the Facebook or, the live Zooms, there's always going to be leaders out there that will always be there to answer a question or, pick you up and keep you motivated. So that's one of the best things, in my opinion, about DAC is the family and the family aspect of it and the leaders who just want to see everybody succeed. So we like to say you're never flying blind or alone. And I believe that to be very true. Now, we also have our money where our mouth is guarantee, which is just us ensuring that we don't make a dime until you make a dollar. So we're really just here to offer a better way to serve and succeed. We don't believe that, we should tag on a lot of fees or, fine print. We just believe that we don't win unless you first win. So we're not going to charge you a platform fee or a training fee, an inside circle fee, subscription, whatever it may be. We just want to get you to a point where you're succeeding, and we don't mind at that point making a dime on that dollar. And that's just as simple as it is. It's always been that way, and I don't believe that it's going to change. So that's personally something I love about DAC as well. So in summary, nationwide reach, right? You're not bound to your state, your city. You can help businesses in all 50 states, parts of Canada as well. 9 million business owners who we know that qualify for our main types of funding, and then another 20 million plus that qualify for our instant gig funding. We have a solution for the small businesses, the proven platform that truthfully, and I'm in the field talking to owners every day, there's no one out there that comes close to the Bank Breezy platform. I'm not just gassing that up. It's truly, that's truly the case. It's an unbelievable platform. And I can't express that enough. But we have an expert support team as well. So once the clients apply, they're in contact with our expert support teams who have dozens and dozens of years of wisdom and experience in this field. So that's just another plus. But we do have the real solution for the real need, a real market, a real impact to be made. And that's what keeps a lot of us going, is that we know that it's out there. It's just, let's get up and let's make it happen every day. So we have the opportunity, you have the opportunity to make a difference, create your own money machine. You can get paid fast. You get paid monthly on those residuals. You can get paid bonuses on the fundings, and you get paid on teams, right? Like I said, you have the opportunity to, but you don't have to, and you're never alone. So you've got all the support in your corner for whatever you may need. And you can follow a system and talk to business owners. This works, right? So if you plug in, you do what it takes to learn. If you need to learn and use those systems and tools and relay that to business owners, that's really as simple as it is. It's not rocket science. They have a need, and we have the solution for them. And that's really just, there's no more extra fluff around that. So in summary, there's no barriers. There's really no excuses. You can start part-time, full-time, whatever the situation may look like for you. There's no license. You have to be certified to earn as a broker, but that's free as well. So it's just really putting in a little bit of time to ensure that you do what it takes to learn everything that we need to know. And then zero risk to launch, right? And then you can work from anywhere. So this is fully remote. You can work anywhere and service all 50 states. So we say you can launch in one day, but realistically, you could launch by the end of tonight. It doesn't take too much, and you could wake up tomorrow with that fresh mindset ready to go. So this works. The only question is it for you, and are you ready to move, right? So at this point in the presentation, I like to take a minute and say, where do you stand and what do you feel? Maybe you're a 1, not for me, but I may refer this to others. If you're a 1, you most likely aren't here by now. But if you're still here, I would just say, first to thank whoever invited you out here tonight, because we like to mention, if you're reaching out to others, inviting them to reach out to people that you respect, very highly, or people that you just, think highly of and think that this may be something they could tag onto their belt. So just thank the person who invited you out here tonight. And then also keep in mind, going down the road, this may not be for you right now, but you may come across a business owner or, somebody who this may be a great fit for. So if you do, just by chance meet a business owner that, this funding could really help them, maybe refer that to who brought you out here tonight, or if somebody may really benefit from this opportunity, just feel free to, share a message and get them in contact with us, because we, really love to make an impact, whether it's for brokers or business owners in need. But if you're a 2, tell me more. like to kick the tires a little bit, we like to say, just like, you're looking at a car, give it a test drive, drive it around a little bit. It's completely free. There's no monetary risk. The only risk to you would be, investing some time into this. But like anything, great things take time. So give it a look, see if this could be for you. But at the very least, you invested a little time learning about something that maybe you didn't before, and you expanded your knowledge. So it could be worse. And then if you're a 3, you're like, hey, McGuire, Nick, I'm ready to go. I've been ready to go since 7:45. Let's launch, right? I'm going to get into the 4 steps of getting started here. It should take 1 to 2 minutes. And then we're going to go into a live question Q&A for you guys. So between now and then, I'm going to be talking, but if you do have some questions, let that marinate a little bit. You can ask them via chat or raise your virtual hand, and we like to take questions live as well. So like I said, this works. We're consistently and constantly doing this. The only question is it for you? And are you ready to move with it, right? So I just want to thank you guys again for taking out a little bit of time to be with Nick and I tonight. We love doing this because, this could lead to a life-changing opportunity for another broker, and maybe down the road, a life-changing impact for a business owner. So I don't take these overviews lightly. I love to bring the energy and really take my time with them because you never know what can make that impact, whatever it may be. So getting into the 4 steps of getting started, your 4-step fast start plan. So the first would be to get started. Like I mentioned, everything is 100% on us. So you would just want to refer to whoever invited you out here tonight. They will provide you with a link so that you can get set up as a broker with us. And then step 2, which is very important, which would be to get certified. As soon as you sign up as a broker, you'll receive your email, which is an invite to the LMS, our learning management system. So once you do that, you're ready to go. But that is very important. So once you join, look out for that email, and that will get you set up with the LMS. And then 3, get going, share the platform, go to your socials, let people know what space you're in now. That's a great way to inform your close circle, your inner circle, and anyone on your socials that, hey, this is what I'm doing now. It's a part of my tool belt, and I'm here to help. And then 4, get positioned, right? That's what we're here to do. So after you're all ready to go, you've learned what you need to learn, you've let the world know this is what you're doing, get out there, start meeting some clients. We have great trainings that teach you step by step how to get out there, how to, where to look, where to go, what to say. So once you feel comfortable with that, get out there, get your first client, and get yourself positioned. That's what we're here to do. So the sooner you get there and get rolling, you'll be just fine. So this is the last little segment I want to get into before I close out. But we found that there's 3 major, categories as far as our brokers and DAC. And I would just like to, put this out there in front of you to have you marinate on this. And that is, which path do you believe may fit you best? So we have our solar brokers who, earn from their personal efforts. They help clients. They have their, network of business owners that they follow up with, and they do great, and they earn on their personal efforts. But then you have your broker enrollers who earn from, your personal team, the brokers that you mentor. And then there's an agency builder. Now, an agency builder is really just kind of an expanded broker enroller, right? They mentor and help their team, but they're also looking for people who are like-minded like them. So they want to expand their markets, whether it's in other cities, in other states. They want to find like-minded broker enrollers who want to, pursue the same activities, and that is to mentor a team, make sure that they're doing well, and earn on that. So I just say this for you to marinate on, really think what fits me best. What do I think I can either take on time-wise, or what fits my personality best, whatever it may be. And let your enroller know who invited you out, and start working on that. Because just like anybody, any sport you imagine, whatever position you want to play, if you just went out and said, I'll play anything, I'll do anything, there's people like that. But if you want to be, a center in basketball, or a quarterback in football, you know, you let them know, you say, hey, I think I have a calling for this. And the workouts are different, right? You know, your diet is different, whatever it may be. So letting your enroller know that really helps them so that they can better position you going forward, whatever that means. But this isn't, you know, shedding a shadow or casting shadows on any of these in particular. Every one of these different categories of brokers is just as impactful. You may say an agency builder is bringing more people on, but solar brokers, they're out there doing what matters the most, and that's helping business owners. So you have this opportunity in front of you, but it's never something that's pushed upon anyone or something that you may feel like you need to do, but it's there, right? May not be something today, but something in 3 weeks that you feel a calling to do. So just keep that in mind going forward. Again, can't thank you guys enough for being here. We'd love to have you a part of the DAC team. And at this point, we're going to roll into some Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, I see there's a lot of chats here. Going to look through these for a brief moment. And then if you guys know how to, at the bottom here, it says react. You can hit that button. It says raise hand if you want to ask your question live. So I'm just going to go ahead and read the chats for a minute. And then Morgan, if you want to spotlight Nick back up, we will go into some Q&A.
Great job, McGuire. Great job, buddy.
Appreciate it, man.
Lots of praise in the chat. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the kind words. Just great support. Thank you, everyone. And again, now's the time to raise the virtual hand raise. And if you do have any questions, we are looking forward to hearing from you. And
you guys are awesome. I'm just reading through these chats, man. You guys are the best.
I did answer a few questions in the chat. I know some people already asked, but if anyone would like to ask a live question, now's the time. You can raise that hand. We'll give it a few more minutes. But thanks for those who asked in the chat. I addressed all of those already.
Awesome.
All right.
I don't see any hands up. I'm just reading through the chats now. A lot of, like you said.
Must have done a good job. We got no questions here.
All right, guys. Well, hey, we really do appreciate it for taking the time out again here tonight. All I just want to say before I hand it over to McGuire is, so if you are a brand new prospective broker looking at this opportunity right now live, or maybe on the recording tomorrow or whatever that is, we have everything in place. DAC is going to provide you with everything you absolutely need. So if you come from the B2B space, perfect. You have experience, you know what it takes, the ambition, the hunger. Now, maybe you don't have B2B experience, but you do have the ambition, the hunger. You are confident. You don't mind speaking to business owners, going out of your comfort zone and speaking to them and introducing yourself and just educating them on the solution, the funding solution that you have for them for if or when the need arises. That's what it all comes down to. And DAC, going back to what DAC provides for you, is all the systems and all the trainings literally already in place that are proven on how to succeed, on how to acquire clients. There's a large percentage of brokers that are brand new, have no experience, come into DAC and take the first steps and apply what they learned through training, and they get their first client within the first couple of weeks. So this is real. We have a massive opportunity. We are fueling the front line of capitalism, business owners throughout the country. And you can start right in your community and expand from there. So you've seen how great this is. Get with the person that invited you out here tonight. Ask for their partner website. You literally within a couple minutes will join DAC right away. You'll become an independent broker. And the next step is going right through the LMS, the certification process, which takes no more than 3 hours, a little less than 3 hours if you go through it all together. But you can leave it, come back to where you left off until you complete it. And once you go through that certification process, you will understand what DAC is about, and you'll be able to represent DAC properly and represent the standards that we have here in this amazing, amazing company. So let's let's get after it, guys. Let's make an impact. Let's help business owners out, and also help your financial situation. What motivates you? What's your reason why? What do you want to accomplish? What are your goals? You can accomplish those goals and your objectives. You can get whatever you want through this opportunity by fueling business owners. So let's roll, guys. We are looking forward to having you in the company and the family, the DAC family. And tomorrow is the broker update call, Zoom call, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Make sure to be on there, daczoom.com, same link, and we'll see you on that call. But I'll hand it over to McGuire to take us.
You said everything almost too perfect, my friend. Not much else to cover. I mean, you pretty much covered every important thing that there is to know. So I'll just cap it off with, there's a market in need. We have the tools in place to bridge the gap between you and that market in need. It takes a little bit of effort, but nothing else that is significant in this life or the next one doesn't take activity or effort. So keep that in mind. But it's very rewarding, very fulfilling. And I will see everyone on the 11:30 call tomorrow. I believe I'm going to be on it covering it. So look forward to seeing everyone there tomorrow. And that's it, guys. Nothing more complex to it. There's a market in need. Can you be the help? Can you be the solution? We built a technical solution, but can you be the help and the solution that guides them there, right? So that's it, folks. I really appreciate you guys spending a little time with us tonight. Look forward to having you guys a part of the team. All right. So I love you.